I got a question for you right off the bat from social media. Chris Thomas, he wants to know, how did Big Phil rank the QBs in this year's draft? Specifically, what did he think of Matt Corral? And do you think he beats out Sam Darnold and starts week 1?
No. Man, for Sam Darnold's sake, I'd go, if you let a rookie come in, I don't care how talented he is, and beat you out with that football team in training camp and preseason, then, wow, I don't know what to say. Give the money back. But no, I don't think he'll beat him out for sure. Going to training camp as a rookie, everything that's involved and all that.
And if you're not a first-round pick, it even adds to it more. Go ahead, yeah.
Well, not even, that, and even if he was a first-round pick, I don't think he would beat him out, because it's not like Sam Darnold has no talent, and he's been there, and his friggin' career is on the line here, and he's got to try to save his starting job, maybe not for Carolina, but somewhere else.
Right.
And, of course, a lot of that have to do with how Matt Corral does. But, hey, I only deal with what I watch on the games, and I don't know all the off-the-field stuff. What I heard about Matt Corral was probably more than even I thought it was, but I thought he was, the best one as far as looking at the film and all that stuff coming out. The arm, his quickness, his accuracy, all that. And now, for some reason, he ran RPOs, and that's a really negative when all these other guys are grading him. Oh, he doing a lot of RPOs. Well, what the hell's the other guys doing? Throwing 50 screens a game and, missing people, whatever, and I don't know. So
I know.
As you can hear, Paul, I get a little frustrated listening to some people talk about certain things. And,
right.
And I've done a good job here in my career of not just not calling their names out and go, what the hell? I almost went on Twitter a few times after the draft before just to write things, just go, well, if I do that, man, that's really going to cause a firestorm. And I got enough problems in life, so I'll let it go.
Well, Dad doesn't like when, the people bring up and pick somebody apart for one thing.
Yeah.
And then there's 7 other guys who have that same one thing.
Yeah.
And nobody talks about it. And nobody, but we don't care about it with those guys.
Yeah.
We just decided to crush and ruin this guy's life on this one thing.
Oh, well, yeah. What happens
that's
is,
where me and Dad get heated usually.
Right.
And that's when the Simmsness comes out and we start being smartasses and going like, what the hell are you looking at?
Well, I don't get a chance to really do that. And sometimes I'm glad. But, I got this guy's number 1. If anybody says anything different, I'm going to beat them up and look at this. And, I'm just like, oh, come on, give me a break.
Phil, I feel like so much was made of this rookie class of quarterbacks, kind of on the negative side that, did any really deserve a first-round pick? Or now that it's happened, dust is settled, both you guys know how important it is to land in a good spot. Good mentor, good team around you, good coaches. Which of the rookie quarterbacks, Phil, do you think ended up in the best spot?
Wow, that's a good question. I got to think about all of them real quick.
Willis in Tennessee.
Well, Tennessee, of course, that's a good one. And, we're going to talk about Tannehill a little bit. Or whatever. I'll just say this right away. Ryan Tannehill's probably in the worst position of a lot of these guys. Well, look, we know Kenny Pickett's going to get to compete for the job.
Right.
So is that a good situation? Pittsburgh's stable. I think he fits a lot of things they want to do. It'll be interesting to see the offense, all that. But they want him to be the quarterback as soon as possible. That I think we all would probably agree on that. Mitchell Trubisky physically has talent, got a good arm. He's not the most accurate thrower in the world, but, his arm is strong. He can make all the throws down the field, all that stuff. And he's just he's a pretty damn good athlete. And he's a big dude. And that'll be interesting. I think it'll be very hard for Kenny Pickett to beat him out for the first game starting the year. But what was the question, Paul? Which one's good?
Which one of those rookie quarterbacks do you think is in the best spot for him for this next year or two?
Well, you got to look at down there. You look at Ritter in Atlanta, and you look at Malik Willis, and I'll just make it quick, in Tennessee. Just right away, we have 2 guys that the fan base, the media, everything about it is the starters are in really tough situations because as soon as anything goes wrong, they're going to jump all over this. Well, we got to move on. We got to see the next guy. And I think that's probably the strongest when I look at it, probably for Tennessee Titans. Just because the fact that Ryan Tannehill, the playoff game against the Bengals, it's there. It won't go away, and it'll be brought up every time he throws a couple picks or anything. In any game, we're going to hear it. Probably the opening statement on camera with the TV crew when they do Tennessee opening game of the year. Well, Ryan Tannehill finished last year with 3 interceptions. I think he stinks. And when they're going to play Malik Willis? Oh, my God. Of course, I'm exaggerating. They won't say exactly that. But it's the watch is on, and anything preseason is set up. If you want it to go well, both of you know this. You got a rookie quarterback, Malik Willis, got a good arm, can move around. It's going to be there for them to orchestrate and make plays and to make these guys look good.
Right.
And so if they do that and they go overboard with it, all they're doing is creating another problem for themselves, especially early in the year.
No question. All right, wait. So just for our man, Chris Thomas, you would have made Corral 1, right, just from the film?
How I rated him?
Yeah.
I just physically, yes. I think I do worry about his size. I even said it when I did one interview with somebody. Just said, look, he does look small when I watch him during the games.
Right.
And, I kind of thought, I didn't quite think that it was Zach Wilson. And I've heard you say it many times, Paul. Christopher and I went down to training camp with the Jets, and the first thing you did after you watch practice, he comes around, you see him, you go, he's a lot damn bigger than you think he is.
Yes, he is.
And, and of course, he has tremendous talent. But I would guess Corral, then Kenny Pickett. I would go Malik Willis, Desmond Ridder, then Sam Howell of the Big Five.
Right. That would have been your Big Five. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't even second guess myself.
Yeah,
I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, you had Malik 3 as because you thought the rawness was willing, or so much so that you kept him at 3, even though you saw some of the high end talent and wow throws he was capable of making.
Yeah, I know. Yes, but listen, in the NFL, it's great to have all that talent and all that, and have that arm. But now you got to make decision making, and all that is a big deal. And the complexity of the NFL, which is always a step up for every quarterback, but it'll be bigger for him than the rest of them because, and I heard you say it, and Paul, I'm sure you agree. I shouldn't say that. I don't want to talk for you, but it was not a complicated offense, and there was a lot of things he did that will not translate to the NFL. Didn't find the next receiver, just lots of things like that. And will he learn that? Sure. But that takes experience. Only way you can be a good pocket passer and be this kind of guy, which you're going to have to be no matter who you are sooner or later in the NFL. And it comes a lot sooner than we think it does. You got to make decisions, and you got to win with a lot of throws from the pocket. That's what we see every single year. And you talk about the mobility, that's great. It's a tremendous added thing for your offense, for the quarterback, but it's not going to win you the Super Bowl.
That's right.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.